Prepare for Nerdgasm. Tonight's episode of Nerdgasm is rated R because I say lots of foul things. I promise I'll wash my mouth out later. Hey, tonight's episode of Nerdgasm is brought to you by CatProKiller, that worthless piece of shit Russian hacker that took over my Origin account. Hey, I hope you enjoyed being me for a whole whopping 3 hours, buddy. Probably could have picked a better player. Hey, what's up, Nerdgasm fans? Jerry here, aka Barnacules. You probably guessed by the title of this episode that we're going to be bitching about hackers tonight. Well, it just so happens that today I got hacked by some asshole Russian hacker. I'm just guessing it's Russian. Got it up on the screen here. I'll also put it up in the video. Origin ID CatProKiller. Real name, Sasha Usmanov. So, U-S-M-A-N-O-V. I know this isn't your real name if you're watching this video, but you're probably not because the internet is a vast place and not everybody knows who I am, nor will they ever all know who I am. But if you are watching, Sasha, you're a dick. So, let me explain, guys. I get an email this morning. I wake up, go through my regular routine, go jump in the shower, going, I got another day of work ahead of me, it's bullshit. Typical American day. And I check my mail when I get to work and I sit down and it says, Origin has acknowledged that my email address has been changed on my account and they sent me a confirmation. So I received this confirmation and I'm like, well, I didn't change my email address. Hell, I haven't even logged into Battlefield 3 for at least a couple of days. What the fuck's going on here? So I immediately go to the Origin website and I try to log in and lo and behold, my password doesn't work. Go figure, right? So I'm like, oh shit, I've been hacked. I have no idea how I got hacked. My password is like so fucking complex that NASA couldn't figure it out. And so I'm probably going to blame the leak on EA somehow. Unless somebody got a keylogger on the system, which I've scanned, there's nothing on here. Or maybe got it from like an Internet Explorer bug. Damn it, I really got to remember to turn that phone off. Somebody always calls me when I'm videotaping. So I edited it out. You guys didn't want to hear what I had to say. It was some campaign person going, who are you going to vote for? Romney or Obama? And I was like, why the fuck do you care? Anyways, that's for me to know and for them to find out who wins the election. But anyways, back on topic. So I go log in. I can't log into my damn account. I'm like, this sucks. So I go back to the email, and the email says, if you suspect your account has been hacked, then go ahead and go to the EA support forum, which they don't even give you a link for. They just say, go to EA help. I'll show you the email. And so I'm like, okay, where do I go? So I go to Electronic Arts. I go click through all their help. Every single thing I click on that's contact us either takes me to a list of articles in their forum, or it asks me for my password. Well, I got hacked. My password don't work no more. You guys send me an email, the Origin guys, they send me an email and they're like, all right, well, contact us and let us know if you committed fraud, but make sure you put in your username and password. Well, I got hacked. I don't have that anymore. So I thought that was pretty funny, but I was still pissed off. So anyways, I surfed EA. I'm going through all these forums. Finally, I say, fuck it. I just go to Google and type in, hack Origin hacked account. Finally, like third or fourth link down, I find somebody on Yahoo Answers. They're like, oh yeah, you need to call the number for privacy prevention or some shit like that. So I call this privacy prevention thing. The first thing they tell me on the phone is, if you're calling for any kind of tech support or hacked accounts or anything like that, this isn't the number you call. You call this other number. And so I write down this other number and I call this other number. And it takes me a while. I'm flipping through the menus. I can't find anything specific to hacking or whatnot. So finally, I just give up on that for a minute and I go back because I'm kind of frantic. I want to get my account back. I don't want somebody commanding my Origin account and fucking up my awesome score that you guys all know I have. But at any rate, I have a credit card associated with the account, so I don't want the dipshit over here that hacked me like going and buying like Unicorn Wars 5 on my dollar. So I go back and I try to log in again. Well, I noticed down at the bottom it says login using Facebook. I was like, well, shit, I don't know if I set this up or not. So I click on Facebook. And sure shit authenticates me and lets me into my account. And I'm like, awesome. So I go over to my account. And again, I'll put it up so you guys can see it better in the video. But now all of a sudden my Origin picture is a cat with a blue and a green eye. I'm like, well, that wasn't my Origin picture. And you guys may have even noticed it on your friends list for a short period of time that I disappeared and this asshole showed up in my place. And so the Origin ID is CatProKiller. So CatProKiller. You're a dick, by the way. Real name, Sasha Usmanov. I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but I'm not Russian, so give me a break, all right? Diablo, here we go all over again. Anyways, I fully expect it. So email address. All of a sudden, my email address is no longer... Well, actually, you guys don't have my email address, and I'm not going to put it in the video. A couple of you guys got my email address, and that's cool, but I just don't want to advertise it to the world. Get enough spam as it is. So... the email address is now bloxmen2@gmail.com. bloxmen2@gmail.com. I'm like, okay, they changed that. They changed the password. And now all of a sudden my country of residence is the Russian Federation, and the language I speak is some characters I don't know. So I'm like, all right, well, this is cool. And I'll tell you why this is cool. Because I may not have gotten my Origin account back had I not tried this Facebook stuff. I lucked out, in this dipshit Sasha, if that is your real name, forgot to unlink my Facebook. So you can see down here, Jerry Berg, still linked on Facebook. So that's the only way I was able to get in. Now here's the bitch about it. I couldn't just change my password, because to change my password I have to enter the old password, and it just so happens now the old password is the new password the dipshit put in. So I'm boned there. I was just going to take my account back by force and be like, yeah, give him the big FU, but I couldn't do it. So I'm like, all right, well, I still need Origin's help. So finally, now that I'm logged into the system, I go into the support area, and lo and behold, there is now a button that is have EA contact you. I was like, yes. So keep in mind, had I not been logged into my account, I wouldn't have been able to click this button, which means I probably never would have got a hold of an EA person. It probably would have taken me days, weeks, or I know a couple of my subscribers, you guys were really cool and went and tweeted some stuff to some EA employees. But at any rate, I put in my phone number. They gave me a call back within like 5 minutes. I was shocked. I was like, holy shit, I figured it was going to be at least a day. And they're like, hello, what can we help you with? I'm like, well, my account got hacked, and by this total dickhole CatProKiller, you know, not expecting that they'd know who this guy is, because I'm sure it's like a different name every time. And so I said, can you fix my account? He said, oh, yeah, sure, we can fix your hacked account. That's cool. I'm like, okay, whew, we're all good. He's like, what's your name? I'm like, Barnacules, and I spell it out for him. And he's like, there's no Barnacules in the system. I'm like, shit. I'm like, okay, so what's your name? I'm like, Jerry Berg. He's like, he goes and types it in. He's like, oh, shit, we don't have that either. I'm like, okay, wait a second. So the light bulb turns on, and I'm like, holy shit, okay, the guy changed all the information on the account, so in their computer, it's obviously changed too. So I'm like, actually, my new name is Sasha Yesmanov or whatever, and my Origin ID is CatProKiller. Lo and behold, the guy, oh my god, there you are, you're in the system. Now, the other odd thing was he didn't really ask me for much confirmation. I think he asked me for my address. So I think that's good enough, right? He didn't ask me for anything crazy like my social security number or anything like that. But he asked me for my address. He accepted that, you know, okay. But the fact is the security wasn't good at all on the call. I was basically like, dude, my account got stolen. Here's my name. Can you give me my stuff? And so he reset my password immediately. And he sent the password reset to my old account that this person pulled out from underneath me. So I would say that that's pretty good confirmation at that point. I'm going to go back and say, yeah, okay, that's fine. Because hopefully that person didn't hack my email. But there is a chance that person did have my email hacked, and that's how they, in fact, got my password in the beginning. I changed that password also. So here I am thinking, all right, well, this was a little too easy. You know, I'm glad it happened. I got my account back. But then I had to go in and change all my information back, because it was still, you know, I was still the Sasha person. My language was still wrong. My country was still wrong. So I went and fixed all that and got it back, and then, of course, changed the password. So all in all, the person had control of my account for about 4 hours from the time I got the confirmation that my email had been changed to the point where I actually got some, you know, assistance in repairing it. So I don't count that as too bad. I'll credit Origin for fixing my issue in a swift amount of time. The thing that I am going to bitch about, though, a little bit is, one, they didn't keep a history of my name on my account. If somebody hacks you, the first thing they're going to do is change all your information. So I never would have been able to get my account back. If I didn't have my Facebook linked, and this guy wasn't such a dickhole that didn't know how to remove, you know, be a proper hacker and remove my Facebook link, I wouldn't have been able to get in to get any of this information that ultimately led them back to my account in the first place. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, holy shit, how many people lose their Origin accounts and don't ever get them back? Because, I mean, literally, I can't think of any way you would get it back. Because you got to prove to these people that you are who you say you are based on your information on the account, which they changed. The only information they couldn't change is like the birth date and my home address, which they, to their credit, they did verify with me. But I still thought that it was a little, I was still really concerned. So it got me thinking, I went and changed my passwords on everything. I don't have the same password on 2 sites anywhere in the world anymore. because it's becoming obvious that companies like Electronic Arts and shit like that, they leak information. The password I chose wasn't I am God or 1234. I mean, it was a very complicated password that didn't even really have real words in it. It was just numbers and letters and shit. So how did they get it? So, you know, I don't know definitively, but I'm going to have to guess that it got leaked. Either somehow they hacked my Gmail, they got in and they got some passwords that way, they got into some other area where I had my passwords listed, or, you know, they got me with a keylogger on some other system other than this that I logged into. But it just got me thinking. I was like, man, these guys, once they get one of your passwords, if you use it in multiple places, I'm sure these guys aren't so stupid that they're not trying it on everything and like taking over your PayPal and taking over your eBay and taking over whatever. So now I'm going to play it safe moving forward. So now I got different passwords on everything, and they're even more complicated than they were before, which is a pain in the ass for me personally, because I got to type this shit in all the time. But, you know, it's just how it has to be. But, you know, it was a big eye-opener for me today, because here I am, you know, I'm trying to start a YouTube channel. I got more subscribers. Who knows? It could have been one of my subscribers, or it could have been one of my trolls even that hacked my account. I mean, I'd imagine that, you know, I'm not really, before the YouTube channel, I probably wasn't a target for anyone. So, but I just thought it was a little strange. You know, I look at this thing and I'm like, okay, so I got this CatProKiller guy. I went and kind of did a little snooping around. I didn't see any CatProKillers on YouTube or any forums or something. So it isn't like this guy, that's a super hacker name that he's like trying to gain notoriety for taking shit over. But I just thought it was really strange that, you know, not only did they take over my account, I mean, they literally, I mean, they changed my whole identity. They changed the password, they changed the origin ID, everything. But, you know, looking at this, I'm like, holy shit. So people can just come in. This is another thing I don't like, is Steam, where you have all your digital contents online and everything you have is online, and you pay into like a subscription service and you go in through the cloud. This is dangerous. I mean, I always knew it was dangerous, but now after having this happen to me, I'm like, you know, it kind of upped the bar a little bit. But, you know, it's like having all your stuff online with your passwords. It's like now identity theft's easy. I mean, some dingy meth head had to come to my house before and like dumpster dive in my garbage bin when I wasn't around to like get information on me and take over shit. And like he had to actually physically go to a bank with a fake ID and like try to gain access to my accounts. Now in the digital age, you know, go take over someone's PayPal account, transfer a shitload of their money into some Western Union thing and run off with it. I mean, I've seen it happen, but usually doesn't happen to me because I have really safe passwords. But it looks like that isn't even a good enough safety precaution these days. So if you use the same password on everything, and your password is something simple like I love my cat or Fruity Pebbles are tasty, which they are, I would recommend that you go change your password on everything and make it something complex like mash, 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 write it down somewhere and memorize it. Because in the end, it's probably going to help you out and save you. And then another thing that's cool is if you have a really complicated password that doesn't have any kind of bearing in reality, that can't be hacked through a brute force method of just entering shit and hoping you nail it, then when you get hacked, you have a little bit better idea of how it happened. Like, for instance, if somebody took over my Origin account and my password was uber complex, which it was, I'm going to jump to the conclusion that somehow the password was leaked. The person taking over my account didn't hack it so much as they found a way to get a hold of my password. That scares the shit out of me. So, again, everything changed. I'm going to keep this fairly short. I don't want this to be a huge video rant of me just repeating myself over and over and over again, because I am kind of pissed about the whole thing still, and I'm sure you can tell by the way I'm talking. I'm like, murder, murder. But I think it's awesome. My subscribers, you guys were awesome on Facebook. I loved all the help that you guys gave me and all the advice, and I really enjoy running the Facebook page and posting the YouTube videos. The reason I'm making this video is a couple subscribers said, oh, you should talk about your experience. So I figured I'd throw it up and see if you guys like it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. You don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Leave me your comments. I'd love to hear if you guys have had experiences like this, and if you've had good or bad outcomes. You know, I really want to know. Are there people out there that get their accounts stolen and they never get them back? I mean, if so, that's bullshit, because you spend money for this stuff. I mean, I pay for Steam and I have like 30 or 40 games on there. I mean, can some, you know, I don't know, so some hacker from some other country just come in and like take my password, steal all my shit, transfer all my games, sell everything off, trade all my gear? I mean, how do you undo something that's to that scale? I mean, when stuff like that happens. So, a little bit of an eye-opener. The last time I got hacked, if you guys want to hear about it a little bit, and I never did a video on this one, but I did change my Xbox Live gamer tag to Xbox Live support sucks because of it. So anyways, my Xbox Live got hacked. And it was funny because I just bought like, I think it was like 4,000 or 9,000 Microsoft points. I don't know. I spent like $50 and I bought Microsoft points. And I went and bought one thing, like a Forza car pack that was like $4, and I left the rest of the money in the account. The next day, I log into my Xbox Live account, and I had like 4 points left. And I was like, whoa, where'd all that money go? And I could still log in. They didn't change my password. They didn't do anything like that. But now all of a sudden I had like 5 arcade games purchased that I've never seen before. And they bought a bunch of crap for my character. So my character had like a gas mask on and like a feather boa hat and I mean all kinds of crazy shit that cost money. But they basically just went and blew all my money in like one day on just frivolous crap. And then left. You know, I went and changed my password to make sure they didn't come back again. But I was like, you know, it was almost like kids stealing your car just to joyride around the block. You know, it didn't look like they had any intent. It's not like they logged into my account and tried to defame me, or they logged into my account and tried to buy shitloads of points and transfer them off to other accounts. They didn't do any of that. They just logged in and just vandalized the shit out of my character and ran off. And I was like, okay, that's weird. And, you know, of course, I called you know, Xbox Live support, and I finally got a hold of everybody. And there's nothing they can do in those cases. That's the thing I thought was kind of shitty. But, you know, they said there was nothing that they could really do. They didn't refund me the points or anything like that, because they said that all the stuff that was purchased and everything was actually on my character, and they can't be sure that it wasn't like a kid in my household that did it, even though my kid's not even smart enough to turn the Xbox on right now. He's just a little guy. But I just, you know, I thought that was really weird. So they couldn't help me out. So what that tells me is a lot of these people, I mean, these companies aren't obligated to, like, fix everything. You know, if you read the EULA, which, who the hell reads EULAs? You know, they're like 800 pages, and the last page is like, we own your wife and your children and all that stuff. But, you know, you read these EULAs, and I'm sure these companies are in no way responsible for your password being hacked. And, you know, nor should they be in most cases. If your password is, you know, my dog is pretty, you know, you're going to get hacked. Somebody's going to just run a dictionary attack against your shit. Everybody's got tons of bandwidth now, so, you know, you got your Comcast 50 megabit connection. I mean, I'm sure that you can run thousands of connections a second and try every single word in existence to figure out people's passwords. That's why you want a password that isn't just a bunch of words jumbled together. It's just smart. And so now my passwords, they're a lot more secure. I feel a lot more secure after doing this, so I feel like this was actually a good thing in the end. Luckily, I only lost my account for about 4 hours, because I'd be pissed if I couldn't play Battlefield 3 for a while. And I'm excited to get it back. But I'd love to hear about your guys' experiences. Please type down in the comments if you've had shit like this happen. I don't care if it's Origin, Steam, I don't care if it's Xbox Live or PlayStation Network. Post your experiences. I'd love to hear. Have you guys gotten hacked? How long has it taken you to get your stuff back? How much crap did you have to go through to make it all happen? And get back to me and let me know, you know how frustrating it was to you, because it was certainly frustrating to me, and luckily for me, it took like 4 hours to get fixed. But I'd imagine there's some people that never get it fixed. And in that case, I mean, what did you do? How did you recover? I'd love to hear about it. All right, hope this video gave you guys a nerdgasm. I really enjoy making these videos. This one was a little bit off the beaten path. We're not reviewing technology. We're reviewing asshole hackers named CatProKiller. But this guy's seriously a dickhole, you guys. If you made it to the end of this video, then you obviously like my channel enough to help me out. So bloxmen2@gmail.com. I'll put it somewhere on the screen here. Go spam the shit out of this asshole. I'm sure I'm not the first account this guy's taken over, and chances are that Gmail, that's probably some random ass account he just created just to catch the confirmation to the new email he changed it to. But I'm hoping this guy's a freaking idiot and this is actually like an account he uses. And if that's the case, spam the shit out of him. Throw him on every single newsletter in existence. If you see a box somewhere on a website that's like, do you want us to spam the shit out of you about new products? And yeah, put that email address in there and hit submit. Because this asshole deserves it. And if you get a response back from him, oh God, I hope you get a response back from him. Please post it in the comments or send me a private message, because I would love to know how much this asshole gets pissed off for doing shit like this. Alright, you guys, this was another fun Nerdgasm episode. Take it easy. Until next time. Dear CatProKiller, I believe the score goes something like this. Jerry 1, Sasha 0, if that is your real name. Enjoy all the Viagra spam. Lord knows you need some. Just remember, if you're hard more than 4 hours, seek immediate medical attention. Hey, I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to you. Your friend, Barnacules.